As we saw on radar, this would have been the same tornado that you saw down in Springer. Is that correct, Mark?
Yes, sir, it would be. The one that traveled up through Daugherty and then moved on up this way.
Right, and I do believe, yeah, that storm is probably just west of Ada right now. Okay, so Mark, drive safely. Yeah, keep an eye out on the flooded roads. And then when you get to Sulphur, start looking around because we're getting some pretty scary reports of serious damage in Sulphur.
Okay. Yes, sir, I will.
Okay.
Also, some of my ham buddies are reporting some damage in Ardmore, too.
Okay, well, yes, thank you for that as well. We have been hearing a lot of widespread power outages in Ardmore. They took a direct hit as well. Guys, you can leave it up on Max 1. I can just keep talking to Mark. And looks like we're getting some new reports in.
Yeah, I just want to fill you in. Someone has called, or they did receive a call of a possible tornado in progress near the I-35 area near the Red River. So that would be that Love County storm.
Gotcha.
That one is kind of rocking and rolling now, and that one is likely.
I think Steve's getting Doppler 12 pulled up on that.
Yeah, it's got a very classic hook on it. Take a look at it.
Yeah, let's go. Max 2, everybody in the back. So there we go. And so this is the one, and looks like we're getting maybe, anyway. Looks like we're doing a little bit of this.
That's gone. Okay.
Okay. So here's the hook right here, and this is right southwest of Marietta. So heads up, if you're in Marietta, now is the time to take shelter. We've been seeing some serious tornadoes moving along I-35, and as it moved across the Red River north of Thackerville, it was showing reports of up to 100+ mile-an-hour wind speeds. So the way this is tracking, the path has been kind of northeast. So take precautions if you're in Marietta along I-35, because we have been getting reports of a tornado, and there's your signature right there as it is starting to move through on Doppler 12, continuing in. So again, Marietta, please take shelter. I know we're covering a lot of ground, but anybody along I-35 right now is hopefully taking all precautions, because we have quite the wide view going on. And in fact, I'm going to go and step back over on the main computer so that we can get a bit of a wide view, just to kind of go ahead and overview. If we go to Max 1, everybody in the back, we pretty much have this constant band of storms. So if you, all the way along I-35, so Marietta, we just talked about this right here. Ardmore has seen a tornado, and it looks like, is that a new tornado warning that they just issued?
Yeah, they're putting new ones up. Really everywhere in between, from Ardmore to Sulphur to almost Ada now at this point, is almost between all of the different tornado warnings that they currently have.
Right.
That whole entire stretch just to the east of I-35 is pretty much all under a tornado warning now at this point, because we do have several different areas of rotation. Trying to keep up with them. I don't see anything.
Let's punch up Max 2 real quick. I want to give folks kind of an overview on this because it is a mess. Okay, here's what we've got, folks. We've got a tornado warning on the storm coming out of southern Love County. We indicated on Doppler 12, there's a very strong rotational signature about 2 miles west of Thackerville, okay? That's tracking north-northeast. Folks in Marietta need to be taking cover. We've got another storm that has a confirmed tornado in it, south now of Sulphur. This could actually go right through Sulphur or just to the east of Sulphur again. Heading toward Roth, we do know there was some tornado damage just northwest of Roth from the last storm that went through. And on up toward Ada, we have some strong thunderstorms not indicated to be tornadic right now that I know of. So that's 1, 2, and possibly 3 tornadic storms in progress right now.
Yes.
They're all tracking north-northeast of 40, right through the same area the last batch came in an hour ago. Brady?
Well, we're just getting double-check confirmation. Mark Smith is back in Sulphur. He said the west side does have power, but hopefully if we can get word to Mark that another tornado is passing up, and I don't know if it's going to go through Sulphur this time, but if we can switch over to Max 1, I'll show you exactly where I believe it is. Right there, just east of Daugherty, that already saw a tornado move through. We got 96 mile-an-hour velocity, 111 gate-to-gate shear, so we are seeing rotation with this right in between Mill Creek, right along 177, heading into Sulphur. So again, Sulphur, Roth, you're in the path of yet another tornado.
Okay, thanks, Brady. Well, guess what? We got a new confirmed tornado. Let's jump back on to Max 2. National Weather Service says now that there is a confirmed tornado southwest of Marietta. There it is on Doppler 12. Unmistakable. We call the donut hole. That's the updraft. That's the tornado, folks. Looks like it's about 3 or 4 miles southwest of Marietta. It is tracking in this general direction. Folks in Marietta, be in a place of safety now. Okay, this is a dangerous storm. Every storm tonight we've had a warning on has produced a tornado. This is unusual, but it's a very high wind shear event. A tremendous amount of moisture in the atmosphere. There's a big upper trough coming in. It's really kind of a recipe for tornadoes, and we're getting that tonight. So confirmed tornado, southern Love County. Folks in Marietta, take cover. Now, if you're watching from farther north, Overbrook, Lake Murray, Ardmore, we're keeping an eye on this one for you, too. Ardmore's already been hit by one tornado, and this one we think will be getting close to you. It's moving about 35 miles per hour, so you got about a half hour in Ardmore to monitor this along with us, see what happens there. But again, confirmed tornado here in Love County, not too far from Marietta, Brady.
All right, so as Steve just went over, that's the one right there in Marietta, one of the newest warnings. And we still do have, Ardmore is currently under 2, unless that is a, okay, no, that's a flash flood warning. So we're getting a couple stacked warnings. Let's head over to Max 1 while they're adjusting Doppler real quick. Max 1, guys, in the back, if we can get that up. So just to kind of reduce confusion, there's flash flood warning. My bad, guys. Max 1. If you
That's the
please.
tornado warning right there.
And but yeah, there's the tornado warning for the one in Marietta. But I just do want to distinguish the difference between. You cut out there. Please repeat that. You're cutting out, Legacy. We're getting reports people trapped in where again? In what town?
We need another city.
Sulphur. Okay, so people trapped at the snack shack in Sulphur right now, and flooding in the area. Heavy rainfall associated with this. Sulphur's right at the end of this flash flood warning. And let me go and get the velocity scope because, nobody in Sulphur wants to hear this right now, but we do have what looks to be another tornado heading just south of Sulphur. So is there any way we can get Doppler 12 centered on Sulphur again, because they've already been taking a direct hit already, and people are in trouble in Sulphur right now. We do have Mark Smith. Mark Smith's shot currently down, but Mark is in Sulphur.
Yeah, I've got Sulphur on the Doppler.
Okay,
there.
so I'm going to switch over to Doppler 12 real quick while we still have it on Max 1, and there you go. So I do believe, guys, can we
punch
get
up Max 2, guys?
Max on the wall. Another location damaged, the Artesian Hotel, which is in Sulphur. People trapped as well. So we do have people in danger in Sulphur that are currently trapped after very damaging tornado. Y'all, if we can punch back up the wall real quick, just so I can kind of point out on. Okay, Doppler 12 guys on Max 1, full wall if you don't mind. And there we go.
There's a big couple.
And so we're getting a new scan right now. Here's Sulphur. We're getting, our newsroom is working very hard, taking phone calls, getting reports of people in trouble in Sulphur right here. And by the looks of it, we are looking right around here is where we're seeing yet some more circulation as it is moving to the northeast. So yeah, heads up again in Sulphur. I know that power is out there and there are people trapped, but definitely need to brace for what could be another impact with this tornado because it is a tornado-warned storm.
Yeah,
so heads up again in Sulphur.
Pretty much immediately to the south,
Okay.
like due south of Sulphur right now. That's where that area of circulation is, all in that area red. Steve's going to point it out.
It looks
here.
like the potential tornado is right in here, folks. You can see within the reflectivity, within the rainfall, there's a wrapping effect right here. In fact, that's the donut hole right there, just north of Drake. So we believe there is a tornado here, due south of Sulphur. Now, these are moving a little bit east of due north, so it will most likely affect the eastern side of town more than the western side of town. But we're really drawing a fine line here. Bottom line, if you're in Sulphur, take cover. Certainly, towns to the east like Scullin and Hickory are directly in the path of this tornado as it tracks just like so. It's been going, these all have been moving about 020 degrees if you're a pilot. About northeast, okay?
We've got a report now of a confirmed tornado in Marietta as well. So we've got two areas.
Click a 6 over there on the Doppler display. I believe we have that saved as 6 or 7.
Let's see. Okay. Here's 6.
Okay, let's go to that. There it is. Okay, so this is the tornado on Doppler 12 Live that Brian Briggs, who's with us now, along with Brady Blackstock, mentioned. It's located very close to Marietta. That's a confirmed tornado by the National Weather Service in the vicinity of Marietta. So we've been talking about this one too. Tornado warning for Love County. It's moving just west of I-35, probably right over the interstate as we speak, and tracking north toward Overbrook. Folks there need to be in a place of safety as well. But in Marietta, you've got destructive winds, life-threatening situation here with the tornado confirmed on the ground in the area. You see that donut hole? That's the updraft. That's the tornado, okay? It's very close to town, and these are all doing damage. Every tornado we've had tonight has been in contact with the ground, has been causing damage. I don't know the size of these things. It's nighttime. We haven't had any actual visual reports of the size of the storms, but based on the Doppler speeds, these could easily be some EF2s in some of these things. Even if it's an EF0, it's a tornado, it's damaging, it's deadly, and it's been a bad night. I mean, Sulphur's been hit. We had reports that the Artesian Hotel, which is one of the tallest structures in the city, has been damaged. Okay, reports of some cafes in the area being damaged, reports in Ardmore of damage, power's out in several of these areas, so it's a tough night, folks. We're staying here with you to keep you updated. Hopefully the information we're providing you is doing you some good, but here's the bottom line. Every tornado warning storm we've had tonight has produced a tornado. If you're in a tornado warning, take cover and wait till the storm passes. Please don't go outside and try to sightsee. If you're in a damaged area like Sulphur or Ardmore, please don't go outside to sightsee the damage. There's broken glass, there's boards, there's nails. There's people trying to do their job to help others. So stay inside and just wait this out, okay? Unless you're a certified professional, a doctor, or a technician that can help, please just stay out of the area until the light of day and we can get a better idea of what's going on and who needs to be helped, okay? That's the best way to help tonight.
If we go over to Max 2 real quick, Steve, I've got the debris up on Marietta just to kind of confirm what you just saw on Doppler 12. It does look like this tornado on Doppler 12 was just to the west of Marietta, and now it looks like it has gone through Marietta. So hopefully everybody in Marietta is staying sheltered as this tornado is currently right on top of you. Yep. So stay in place for now because it's going to be a moment before as it passes through, and we were already looking at more than 100-mile-an-hour wind speeds associated with this tornado in Marietta, and so heads up down there as well. Steve joining me here on the wall right now.
Yeah, let's punch up Max 2. I want to show you all something at home. We just got a confirmation.
I think this is Max 2. So do you want to go back to Doppler?
Yes.
Max 1, guys.
We just got a confirmation from the Weather Service that Marietta has been hit by a tornado, and we can see very clearly on Doppler 12 where that is. You see this spiral just north of town. That is unmistakably, that's the donut hole I showed you a minute ago. The scan has refreshed. It's now due north of town, just a couple of miles. Tornado in contact with the ground there and moving a little bit east to due north. So we think it will carry it east of I-35 and it'll parallel the highway, but just to the east by a skosh, not by very much. So again, confirmed tornado hit in Marietta. We don't know how much damage it just happened. We have confirmed hits in Sulphur and Ardmore as well. The damage in Sulphur seems to be considerable. Now, when that tornado went through Sulphur, we did have a debris echo, a tornado debris signature with that storm, so we know there was confirmed damage. And reports are that the Artesian Hotel may have taken quite a bit of damage with that. So that's a pretty sturdy structure. That suggests it was a fairly powerful tornado going through there.
Steve?
Yes,
just the latest on the Sulphur circulation, it is currently 2 miles southeast of Sulphur downtown. So that's where currently that one is.
Okay, let's switch Doppler over to view of that if we can, to the Sulphur tornado.
Real quick, guys, switch it over to Max 2 while we're adjusting Doppler, just so I can point out over in Ada, a new tornado warning has been issued. That does include Ada, and I'm seeing a bit of a signature with some fast wind speeds. I think you see it too, Steve.
Right here to the southwest.
Right there.
Okay, so
yeah.
A new tornado warning for Pontotoc County, including Ada, based on this rotational signature right out here. Now, it doesn't look like much, but that's the center of a broader rotation that's accelerating, okay? It's that corkscrew spiral we've been talking about all night. And that's tracking generally toward the north-northeast. It looks like it'll be on the west side of Ada, but really taking a dead aim on Bing, it looks like there, Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's going to pass through. Actually, let's switch back over to Max 1, guys. I got the Ada Tower Cam up right now, and it looks like we do have sideways rain moving in. It looks very torrential, consistent lightning. And if we can switch over to Max 1 real quick, guys, in the back off of this, because go ahead.
I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place, but just out of Marietta, hearing damage at the hospital in Marietta by a tornado. So there's continual reports of damage coming in, and that's not good to hear out of Marietta that the hospital there was damaged by the tornado. So just kind of an update on that.
Currently, we do have a tornado just south of Sulphur. So can we get Mark
About
Smith
2 or
up
3
on
miles
air?
or so?
This is up in Ada. Again, we're juggling multiple storms on both sides of Oklahoma. We can't get to Mark right now, but this is currently in Ada. It looks like what looks like to be circulation just west of Ada. That is where this tower cam is looking. So we don't want to forget about everybody. We're trying to cover as many bases as we can, but we do have confirmed damage in Marietta. Hospital has been hit. Ardmore, more reports of power outages in northwest Ardmore. In Sulphur, we have people trapped and in danger at multiple buildings as well. Let's go and get Mark, because I would love to talk to him at the very least, if we can, Mark shot, just so we can get in communication with him and get an update of what's going on. Mark, your shots, I can see you're driving, but Mark, if you're pulling into Sulphur, tell me what you're seeing.
Mark, can you hear us?
Okay.
All right, Mark Smith, waiting to hear a report from Sulphur. Looks like his shot froze up, guys. Let's see if we can switch back over to Doppler real quick, and we'll touch back in with Mark. Yeah, Mark, we can hear you, and if we can get Mark's audio on, but still leave Doppler 12 up, he's going to be, we still have this one in Marietta. Here's where that storm is right there, that tornado that's moving through. And are we worried about anything on the southwest edge over by the Red River currently with this system as well? But Mark, if you can hear me, man, just start explaining what you're seeing in Sulphur.
Okay, we're trying to get down to downtown Sulphur. A lot of the roads are flooded here. It's hindering people getting in. I know it's hindering the fire department to try to get to some of the places. We're actually on Main Street.
Mark, you're starting to cut in and out, but it looks like we have multiple tornado warnings stacked over Sulphur right now. And I can't tell if that's the flash flood warning, because Mark no, we do have multiple tornado warnings going through Sulphur right now. Actually, we have 3 tornado warnings going by Sulphur. So we must have multiple
And a flash flood warning too on top of that, the darker red.
Right, and Mark's pretty much confirming that. I can hear him ever so slightly.
If we could jump over quickly to the Max 2, I do want to let the folks know in Pontotoc County, we hadn't forgotten about you. Folks in Ada need to take cover. There's a tornado warning in effect, which does include the city of Ada. It's a fairly small area. This is the tornado warning polygon, okay, for a thunderstorm with a potential tornado here. There's the velocity signature. We got a very bright red return there. The high winds are likely in this. Possible tornado. Now, this one is moving a little different than the other ones, which is why we're worried about you in Ada. It's tracking east-northeast about 25 miles per hour. So, a tornado warning in effect for Ada. Bing and Francis in Pontotoc County. That goes, as you can see, until 11:30. Folks need to take cover in Ada and in surrounding communities like Bing and even Allen, I would say, although that's not technically in the warning. Every storm tonight, folks, has verified with a tornado on the ground. This one looks pretty scary. Folks in Ada, take cover, do the right thing. Small room, middle of the structure, away from windows, and you'll probably be fine. Again, this is for Ada and surrounding areas of central Pontotoc County. Tornado warning in effect, and take cover now as that storm comes in from the west and crosses over the city in the next half hour.
Steve, so the one that's coming out of Love County into eastern Carter counties, folks, on the east side of Ardmore and Dixon need to be in their shelter now because there's a dangerous tornado heading your way. It's still to your immediate south, but that's the latest update. That storm will be moving into southern and eastern portions of Carter County here in the not too distant future. So this is the one that's been impacting Marietta and now is moving out of the Marietta area and is now pushing north and east and again to southern and eastern portions of Carter County. So that does include eastern Ardmore and also Dixon. You folks need to get in your tornado safe place if you haven't already been there.
Is that because of this storm here in Silver Lake?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I got to show you all this. I mean, again, these signatures tonight are unmistakable. Marietta Hospital, I think we did mention that a moment ago, but in Marietta and Love County, the hospital has been hit. We don't know how bad, but just another area tonight that has been hit by a tornado. We know Sulphur's been hit. There's some damage there. Reportedly to the Artesian Hotel and some of the cafes in town. We know that Ardmore's been hit. Power's out in both parts of Sulphur and Ardmore, and this thing near Lake Murray, here's Lake Murray, is really wrapping up, folks. Okay, there's the core of the storm. So a tornado is likely to be very near that, and it's tracking just east of due north. So it's going to stay east of I-35 here, but it may affect parts of Ardmore. And moving on up into portions of extreme eastern Carter County, western Johnston County could affect you in Gene Autry or Dixon. It's a dangerous storm tracking north-northeast about 35 to 40 miles per hour. One of several tornado warning storms we're tracking right now. Ada, you got a tornado warning in effect for central Pontotoc County. Take cover there. We just talked about that a moment ago. Sulphur, a tornado just to your southeast. Close. It may miss the city. Going to be very close if you're watching from just east of there around Scullin, back up to Roth. You need to take cover on that one.
Now we have a new tornado warning that just came out for, again, kind of the same storm that we actually have pulled up on Doppler 12, but it does include now parts of Johnston County and Pontotoc County. Also, even parts of Murray County as well. So this storm, especially the one that's just to the east of I-35, that whole area between Marietta, Ardmore, Dixon, up through Daughtry, Mill Creek, Sulphur, once again, you folks are in the line of fire here, and we have several ongoing tornado warnings. They just keep issuing them left and right.
Right.
So we're still obviously going to, right now, this is kind of our area of concern. We are keeping an eye on Ada as well. But considerable tornado threat, especially with those southern war storms. So again, we're still keeping an eye on that. But folks, you need to be taking shelter really anywhere from Marietta to Ardmore to Dixon, up through Gene Autry. And again, a new tornado warning now issued for the majority now of Pontotoc County. So they just keep coming and coming here. And we are really hitting the peak of this severe weather event.
Okay, we got a report in Ardmore that there are power lines down in the vicinity of Broadway and Plainview along those streets. Folks really need to stay home tonight. I would strongly encourage you anywhere where you know there's been some damage to just stay out of the area, please. That is not going to help anybody, including yourself, to get involved in that. Emergency responders got enough to do without having to deal with tourists, so please stay home. Okay. I want to do that right now. We've got some video apparently coming in from the Ardmore area of the tornado there. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Okay, so this looks like this is vertical video, so center of your...
Oh, there it is. Yeah, right over the rooftop.
Right.
Yeah, you can see it, folks.
And then there goes...
There's some power flashes there. That looks like a power flash to me.
2-minute video, so we got plenty of time on this video right here.
We have a report now of overturned vehicles at I-35. That would be consistent with the report that Marietta was hit by a tornado directly. The hospital was damaged. We don't know how bad, Brady. We're watching right now a video from Ardmore of the tornado that hit there earlier tonight.
Okay, so Mark Smith did say that I-35 was at a standstill. Now we're getting reports of overturned cars on I-35. So again, I mean, there's no need to get out. I mean, I know some of you might be wanting to get out and help, but right now this is an active storm situation. You're looking at one of the tornadoes that we reported on so many already.
There's been so many. There's been at least 4 confirmed tornadoes I can count.
So, okay, let's see if we can get back to Max. This good video, we'll come back to it in just a little bit. Very scary video as it's coming through, so thank you to whoever sent that in. We need our eyes everywhere, especially because we can't cover all these tornadoes at once.
One of the worst ones tonight at the current time as far as intensity seems to be over Lake Murray. This was the one that hit Marietta a while ago and did cause some confirmed damage in the city. We don't know how much, okay, but we know that if you're in that area, please stay home and stay out of the way. That would be a great thing to do to help everybody else. As it tracks to the north-northeast, Ardmore, you are not in this tornado warning. You can see it goes very close, about a mile east I-35, so the far eastern parts of town are in it, but the center of Ardmore, along the highway there, is just outside the tornado warned area.
The current tornado is right on the Love-Carter County line, and it is about to cross into southeastern Carter County.
Okay, it's east of I-35, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is an update from meteorologist Brian Briggs on this tornado I'm talking about. It's east of I-35, right on the Love-Carter County line, and it's tracking to the north-northeast, staying east of I-35. Okay, that's what it's going to be doing on this current track.
There it is.
And you can see the rotational signature is very strong on this.
Is that Lake Murray that it's over?
It's Lake Murray right here. Yeah. And so Ardmore looks to be out of the woods on this one as far as the direct hit. It's heading right towards Dixon. Folks, in Dixon.
Yeah, heads up in Dixon.
Take cover, please. Okay, these things are doing damage. Every single one of them is doing damage. They're showing velocity signatures consistent with EF1s or EF2s probably on some of these, okay, which is winds well over 100 miles per hour in EF2. We do not want you to be a statistic on this. Please don't get injured. Please don't get in bad shape. Just take cover and wait till this thing goes through. Now, we talked about this a little while ago. If you are in a mobile home, please evacuate that structure and go to a nearby permanent building, or as a last resort, drive away from the storm at a right angle. We don't like to encourage that. That's a last resort. If you're in a mobile home, can't find a place to hide, you could hide outside in a ditch. That's not a great idea either, but it's better than being in that structure, which is likely to be destroyed if a tornado hits it, okay? So sometimes your best option ain't so great, but it's better than being in there. Most tornado deaths, in fact, almost half of all tornado deaths happen in mobile homes. Now, when you consider only 8% of Americans live in one, and half of tornado deaths are in one, well, you can do the math. It's not a safe place to be in a tornado, and I don't like to be Mr. Doom and Gloom tonight, but the way to prevent an injury is to leave that structure and go somewhere else. That's the best way, okay? It's not a guarantee, but it's going to improve your odds of being okay if you're in a tornado-warned area. And a lot of text on my is tonight. So we got tornado warnings in Pontotoc County, including the cities of Ada and Roth. We got tornado warnings now in portions of Carter County, including Dixon, okay? This tornado indicated here on the velocity couplet is headed directly toward you, okay? Ardmore, it's going to miss you. This one's going to track just like that up to Dixon. We've got tornadoes southeast of Sulphur. That's moving in toward Roth. Here's the indication on max radar of that storm. A very well-defined inflow notch here. So we believe the tornado, again, is right over, maybe just on the north side of Lake Murray. I hope it didn't hit the marina there, but a lot of stuff these things have been hitting tonight. And Dixon is one place that may get a hit from this storm. Can we do a velocity scan on that?
Yes, we can. I'll get a fresh one on it, and we'll see what we're dealing with. Yeah, it looks like it's already passed over Lake Murray. Where are you thinking? Right there? Okay.
We're going to do a little click on that and see how high that is.
There it is.
Okay, that's been the situation tonight. A lot of 110, 115 mile per hour winds. So this is almost certainly a tornado on the ground, folks. Almost certainly, if not, got some really high winds, probably to 100 miles per hour in there anyway. And there's no mistaking. Can you scroll that back and forth and show the track?
Absolutely, yeah.
I want you to follow the velocity couplet as Brady scrolls this back and forth. It's coming right through there. It's taking a dead aim on Dixon.
All right,
I'm not telling you it's to scare you. I'm telling you it's to warn you.
Here, look at it on
cover in
Doppler
Dixon,
12.
okay?
I got it pulled up on Doppler 12.
Real quick before we go there, Mark Smith's got a report in Sulphur. I mean, we've seen multiple tornado warnings there. If we can get Mark shot up and hear from him and get his report, and then we'll touch base. But heads up, if you are in Dixon, take shelter right now, because we're going to move over to get a report on what's going on in Sulphur.
Yeah,
Guys in the back, do we have a shot up of him? Can we talk to him? Let me know what's going on back there.
Right by those sixes right here. That's
Okay, well, Mark, are you there? All right, Mark, can you hear us? We're trying to talk to you here. Here's the Sulphur storm. I got the velocity scope on it, and yeah, it looks like another tornado is heading into Sulphur right now. And this is in addition, and we've already heard lots of damage reports. Director's in the back. If you can hear him, I cannot hear him, and so we're going to go back to covering this tornado in Dixon. So we'll, is this like a cell phone tower or? Okay, so we're thinking that Sulphur might not have cell tower right now, that it could have been damaged by this tornado. And so again.
Until I show it.
Okay, and of course, yeah, flash flood. Flooding is going to be a constant issue here. And just to keep in mind, just trying to cover the north sides of our Oklahoma counties as well. Sulphur, seeing another tornado, so heads up, Roth, Ada, you are not in the clear as well. Let's switch over to Doppler 12 on Max 2. Guys, I think Steve's ready to point this out.
I've got it pulled up with a marker on there. The tornado is right here. That's heading towards Dixon. Unmistakable signature. That's the tornado. We believe, based on the velocities that Brady just showed us, 116 mile per hour rotational shear, that it's on the ground. And its unmistakable path is right towards Dixon and Durwood here along the Ouachita River. So y'all need to take cover there. If you're watching from Mansville, you're probably going to be east of it, but it's going to be close enough where I'd go ahead and take cover there as well. Ardmore is going to miss you. It's tracking clearly to the east of Ardmore, thankfully. It's been a tough night for you in Ardmore. Baum and Gene Autry. Well, I think Gene Autry, it'll miss you as well. Now, sometimes these things can wobble, though. They can change direction a little bit. If we take the idea that it's not going to change direction, Dixon is directly straight in the path. Baum's going to be close. Ardmore is certainly going to be missed by this storm. And Gene Autry is an if on that. Okay, so take cover. Be safe, take cover. Be safe, take cover. Over here on this storm, you're good. But Lord knows what else is coming, okay? It's been a tough night. All these storms are producing tornadoes, and some of them are obviously pretty big and damaging in size. These are not little tiny EF0s. I think we're looking at some 1s and 2s
Right.
in here, Brady, on some of these tornadoes.
Sure, and I just want to give an update for Sulphur. I was curious with all the flooding what the rainfall totals is, and Sulphur's already received 3 inches of rain, 2.3 in Pauls Valley. And we do have new video. Guys, go and just punch that straight up. So we do have our newsroom hard at work. They're answering your phone calls, taking reports. This is, I believe, a picture of Southwest Ardmore, Plainview area. This is a large home that has just been taken out right now. I mean, that is serious damage, and that's just one house. And I think it's pretty safe to figure that there's more damage like this going on in Ardmore. Again, very serious because we're still dealing with heavy rainfall. Do we have any other VO in the back, gentlemen, or is it just this one picture right now? Again, this is in Southwest Ardmore, and again, we have another tornado heading just to the east of Ardmore towards Dixon. So again, this is a very scary sight.
Let's look at this picture for a minute together,
sure.
because you can kind of get an estimate of the wind speed by the damage that's been created. Now, this is a well-built brick home. Most of the second floor is destroyed. Now, that's why you always want to get on the bottom floor, folks, in a tornado. This is a good illustration of why you want to do that. The top floor is more vulnerable to being whipped apart by the wind. So the top floor has pretty much been destroyed. Now, the bottom of the structure looks like it's in fairly intact condition. So this is probably winds of 100 to 125 miles an hour, based on my experience that it hit this house. So this is probably an EF2, somewhere in the 110 to 120 mile per hour range.
And really kind of highlighting just how sometimes when you see the damage, it takes a very specific path because you see both on the left and the right side of the house still intact, but just in the middle. Okay, so we're getting far more reports of power outages as well.
So I'm glad we showed this, though, because this shows folks what you're facing tonight and why you should take cover, okay? And again, I think Ray does a great job of showing why you should never be on the second floor of a structure when a tornado hits. If you're in an apartment complex, make friends with the folks downstairs. I mean, seriously. Or most apartment complexes have some place to hide nowadays. Hide in the stairwell if you have to on the first floor. But someone on the second floor of this building would have been a pretty tough situation. It looks like the bottom floor was relatively untouched, at least from this angle. I can't see the other side of the house, what happened there. But it's probably a total loss. It looks like that definitely is not going to be salvageable. And this would have to be winds of at least 100 miles per hour, I think, to do this kind of damage to a well-built brick structure. We're getting reports of power failures all over the place in the tornado zones, like around Ardmore, around Sulphur. Marietta, power's out in much of your city. Right now, Dixon, I hope you're in a place of safety. A tornado is approaching your town even as we speak. Can we get Doppler 12 back up?
Yes, we can. The watch is warning. It's coming up right now. That's back to the picture, and we do have Doppler 12 up on max 2, gentlemen in the back, and it does look like it is approaching Dixon as we speak.
There's the tornado right there.
Yep.
So it's just a couple of miles southwest of town, and it's moving northeast right in.
On the next Investigate TV Plus, a case of over-medication that nearly killed a grandmother.
God is the only one that decides when it's our time.
Her own daughter sent to prison, but her family says justice has not been completely served.